Okay, welcome everybody. Welcome team members. And if you are a customer or a friend that is joining us for this call, we are so excited to have you. My name is Angela Faith. I'm a Sapphire Ambassador in Virginia, and I am so excited today. We have let me get this right. Let me get your back, not your backgrounds correct because I kept trying to say it right. We have Angie Atkinson with us, who's from South Dakota. She's a nutrition health coach and a holistic care provider, and she's been in that field for about 6 years. So I heard her story and I was so excited by what I heard, and I loved the passion that she has for Plexus, and so I always connect with people like that because I have such a passion for our products and our company, and I really just wanted to have her on to hear so that you guys could hear her story and hear kind of what brought her to Plexus and why she made that decision for her health. And so I'm not going to take up a lot of time because you guys hear from me all the time, and I'm just going to turn it over to Angie.
All right. Thanks so much, Angela. I'm really excited that you're having me. I always love to share my story with whoever will listen. Basically, I'm an oversharer by nature. So I will try to keep this kind of short and sweet because I can talk all day about and my experience with the products. So I am a nutrition health coach, and I have been in the nutrition field, as Angela said, for about 6 years now. I live in Spearfish, South Dakota, and what I do for a living is a form of muscle testing and holistic care, and we really hold clients' hands as they work to change their diet, improve their diet, and get on to supplements to help their health. So supplements are kind of my business. I'd been in the field for 5 years when my friend and high school friend, actually, Wesley Bishop, she's my sponsor. She is a senior gold ambassador, and she is a pharmacist. So we've been friends for a long time. I knew some of her history, and she was in pretty poor health at the time that she started her Plexus journey. And I kept thinking in the back of my head, gosh, I wish this girl was closer. She could come see me. I could get her healthy. And so when I heard she was trying products, I have to admit, like, initially my heart sank. I was like, oh, she's going to try one of those stupid MLM companies. Okay, so fortunately now that's no longer my view, but so I followed her and I watched her. I was really paying attention to what she was doing in her posts, and she was feeling better. Her long-term headaches that she had struggled with, her abdominal pain, her lack of energy, all of these things that had plagued her were now going away. She was feeling better. And so I was intrigued. I was interested. And then she started posting information on how the health of our intestines can relate to our overall health. Okay, so now I'm paying attention, right? Because I have a degree in this, and this is everything I know to be true. So I'm listening. So I followed her journey for a few more months. I'm slow, I guess. I'm sorry, you guys. But since we do muscle testing, the end-all be-all for me is how the products check with people's bodies. So even though I'm listening and thinking, okay, there may be something with this Plexus thing, until I could really get my hands on the products and do some heavy-duty research and really see kind of how they work with people's bodies in the office, I wasn't all on board. So she sent me a sample, and when it checked for me, I'm a supplement snob, you guys. I'm just going to come straight out and tell you, I was on easily $350 of supplements from other companies when I started on Plexus products. And I started out with, I joined as an ambassador because I wanted the discount. So many people say that, but it was true for me as well. We were on a tight budget, and so it was like $110 a month for my Plexus products. And I still have a couple old favorites that I take from other companies, but the majority of my supplement program now is Plexus. And the cool thing is, I felt pretty good when I started on the products, but over the course of the first 6 weeks I was taking them, my weight normalized. I'd always struggled with excess body fat, even though I'm a runner, I'm an exerciser. I had stopped eating white refined sugar and processed sugars years ago. I'm off sugar and it's not something I consume, but I still had cravings for those things. It's like I would see somebody with a chocolate covered donut with the sprinkles and I'm like, oh man, I just want a donut. And I had the self-discipline and the nutrition background to know like, well, if I eat that donut, I'm going to feel awful. So I would walk past it, but the craving was still there. I would overfruit. It's like, okay, it's the end of the evening, so I'm going to cut up a banana and half a pineapple and a pint of strawberries and eat all of this, and it's okay because it's natural sugar, right? Still sugar, you guys. Obviously better than the donut, but that's kind of a separate topic. But I still had those cravings, and so I was satisfying my sweet tooth with fruit and some honeys and natural sugars. But in my first month on Plexus products, my sweet tooth was gone. And so that was a huge change for me. And I feel like that really helped as well, because it's like I finally could stop relying on those natural sugars as such a crutch. Sure, I love to have a slice of watermelon now and again, but I didn't need it at the end of every evening. My sleep was more sound and through the evening. At that time, my daughter was 9 months old, and so I was still nursing her. My hormones were kind of all over the place. Even though I was on nutritional products already, none of them were working to stabilize my blood sugar in the way that Plexus does. So they didn't help my hormones to regulate like I wanted them to. After a month on Triplex, which for anyone who doesn't know is BioCleanse, a magnesium product, our Slim, which is to stabilize blood sugar, and ProBio 5, which is a phenomenal probiotic. Just a sidebar on the ProBio 5. In my office, we sell 14 probiotics. This one consistently checks better than any of the others in the office for people. We are seeing improvements with people with this probiotic that have had issues for a long, long time. So Triplex, then I added in Mega X in my second month and saw even more improvement with my hormones, stabilization in that way. Mega X is different from your traditional fish oils in that it is a plant-based omega. I had questions initially on whether or not the body could process and obtain everything from a plant-based omega in the same way it could with a traditional fish oil. And I actually found that it's easier for most people to process the plant-based version of this. The reason is, just to go a little nutrition geek on you guys, because that's what I do, there is arachidonic acid in fish oil. The reason you need to know this, that has to be processed through your liver and your gallbladder. If you do not have a gallbladder, or if you have a liver that is under stress in any way, you're going to struggle to process the arachidonic acid in a traditional fish oil or cod liver oil. And so you're not going to obtain maximum benefit from that. If you are taking a plant-based, that bypasses the liver, you guys. The body can still use the omega-3s, the 6s, the 9s, the 5s, the 7s. These are things that are going to help with your sleep. They're going to help with your hormones. They help immensely with eye health because your eye health is linked to your liver. We have had clients in our office who have struggled with eye problems for years and years. 6 years with us, with their eye doctor. We had a client just last week who was prescribed a $400 a month eye drop. And she said, you know what, is there anything else you can do? Because I really don't want to pay for this, but my eyes are that bad. She'd already had surgeries. And what we did is we checked her, and Mega X checked well. She came back, and within a week, you guys, her eyes were better than they had been in 6 years. So we are just seeing phenomenal changes in our office with these products. As well as my personal testimony, stabilization in weight, reduction in headaches. I really didn't suffer from them a lot, but I get them never now. If I do, I pop some BioCleanse, and that really helps get rid of them, almost immediately. Better energy levels. Even though I didn't do sugar, usually 2 p.m., I was like, man, I could use another shot of coffee. That afternoon slump, whether or not it was my sleep not being optimal or just kind of crash in blood sugar, I don't know. But the Slim and the Triplex helped me so much with those energy levels and that capacity. So yeah, just all these things that it's like, I didn't know I could feel better because I already thought that I felt the best that I could feel. So sometimes taking that leap of faith is huge. The next thing for me, I do want to touch a little bit on the business for you guys, just because that has been so huge for our family as well. I had been a nutrition health coach for a long time, and I was making some money, but quite frankly, we relied almost exclusively on my husband's income. And 2 months before I started in with Plexus, he actually was laid off of his job. So I started in with Plexus. He started a job that was making a third of his current, his previous income. So it was like, all right, I either need to find a way to supplement the gap in our income, or I need to quit playing around and find a real job. Within 6 months, you guys, my Plexus paychecks were covering our mortgage, which was really all we needed to help us stay afloat. It has been phenomenal for our family. And so my products and my husband's products, because I wanted to start him on these supplements immediately as well, just with what I was seeing. Our products were covered within the first month with a little bit extra, and it just built from there. Mostly sharing via Facebook, because quite honestly, with a 9-month-old baby at home, I really don't have extra time to go out and network and meet people and those sorts of things. I love it. I'm an extrovert, but a lot of my time is spent on my phone, because it's like, well, I can't leave the house. The baby goes to bed at 6:30 at night. Another thing I want to say is, I thought initially, like, where am I going to find time to work this Plexus business? I was on my phone all the time anyways, if I'm being honest with myself. Now I'm just more productive and focused when I am on my phone, and I'm actually, making money in that way. And also, I actually don't need as much sleep at night, because I sleep like a rock. So before, where I was like having to be in bed by 9:30, because I'm a 5:30 person up in the morning, I can borrow time. I can stay up until 11, but I sleep straight through from 11 till 5:30. So that 6.5 hours sustains me throughout my day, and I have much better energy levels with the products. And it's not that fake stimulant feeling where it's like, oh, I downed a whole pot of coffee, I'm going to get everything done, and then you crash and you think you're going to die. No, this is just that level, sustained energy where it's like, and this is what we're doing next, and that's what we're doing next, and we're moving through our day, and we're hustling. Such a phenomenal feeling. And like I said, $300 plus of supplements that I was taking before monthly. My supplement snob, these are supplements that you have to go through a chiropractor, a nutrition health coach, somebody with a degree in this field to obtain. You can't just get them from anyone. So I'm like, of course they're the best of the best. But their probiotic does not have what our probiotic has. It does not help break down the bad guys that are in the gut that can give us some of these problems, like the brain fog and the fatigue and those sorts of concerns. So I just, as I continue with this company, I just came up on my 1-year anniversary with Plexus. I continue to be excited and re-inspired with these products, because I'm seeing people around me have their lives changed through the office. And then it also gave me this capacity to help friends and family that don't live locally. Before, people were like, gosh, I wish I lived by you. I wish I could come see you. And now it's like, you know what? You don't have to. Check this out. And most people, they get on that triplex and they just feel better than they have felt in years and years. So that's kind of what Plexus is to me. The products, the business, all of it has just blown me away. Like I said, I was a skeptic with MLMs. I was like, I don't believe that they can create a quality product that's really going to impact people's health. And I'm happy to say I was really, really wrong. So
yeah. I have to tell you, you have been absolutely a joy to listen to. And it was some of the things that you said today that I caught in another call that you did. And I thought I've got to have her on. My lighting in here is crazy. I'm just looking at how red I look. I'm really not red. So that was some of it for me, is that I was a supplement snob too. I felt the same way about thinking that, stuff that was quality couldn't come from an MLM company. I was wrong as well. So, we very much connected on those points, although I don't have the background that you did, but I was basically the person in my family that people went to and said, what supplement do you think that I should be on for this? And let me pull up my handy reference book and I'll tell you. So,
yes.
Anyway, so I really love, first of all, I didn't know about the Mega X. That was really exciting to learn something new. I actually have lots and lots of science geeks on my team, and we all get really excited when we get to hear new science and new information about our products. We love to hear that kind of stuff, so we appreciate it.
Awesome.
And it's why I look for people like you to hear from, because we really crave that. We want to understand why it works. I didn't know about the plant-based omegas, so that's really exciting to know. I don't have a gallbladder, so that's good to know. I've been on it for a while, and it's made a difference in a lot of things in my life, and I had no idea that that's probably why it was working so well for me. I have a question. So when somebody has the kind of credentials that you have, I would imagine that when you are telling people to get started on the products, they don't bulk too much at what you say to expect. Would you just kind of give me an idea of what you say to people when you're getting them started on the products? And in terms of what to look for, how long to be patient, that kind of thing, just a little synopsis.
Sure, absolutely. So initially when I started with the company and sharing these products with people, I was kind of early in my journey, so I didn't tell people much because I still was learning what to expect with these supplements. Now what I really focus on is our 60-day money-back guarantee. So when I'm talking to somebody, I really kind of discourage them from ordering retail because that's just that 1 month supply. It doesn't promote consistency with the products. If they are a preferred customer and they have that second shipment coming, they're more likely to, okay, I got to take this every day because I got more coming in the mail. I really tell people 60 days minimum. You should feel some changes and some differences in 60 days on the products, but that's why they have a 60-day money-back guarantee, is to give you that chance to start to feel those changes. I usually tell people the first things that will start to change are the types of foods that you're gravitating towards. It's going to change your tastes. It's going to change your cravings long before you're going to see a change in your pant size. Energy levels, usually, by the end of the first month, you should be feeling more sustained level energy as long as you've got your products right. Most people really start with triplex, but everybody's body is a little bit different, so there can be some fine tuning there. Yet another reason that I love the money back guarantee, because if we don't get it right on the first shot, we can always switch out to a different product, and then they're like, yes, this is exactly what I needed. But yeah, so 60 days is what I really focus on for people as far as what they can expect to see changes. And I usually send them, I kind of have like a welcome letter after they order that just says, before you get started, do this, do that. Discusses all the things that are very important to success on the products. Consuming half your weight in water per day, which for some people is no big deal, but for some is a huge, huge adjustment, and they have to actually, yes, in ounces, sorry. Yeah, no, not pounds. Oh my goodness, we would all float away. But yeah, so half your body weight in ounces per day, and some people actually have to work up to that because they have had such little water intake before. Yeah. Some people naturally feel their thirst increase as they get on the products because they're moving toxins through the body, and that can make a huge difference that way as well. Yeah. So, and then I just really focus on making sure that they know that it's not a magic pill. There's no such thing as a magic pill. Plexus products are tools, and they are going to help you feel your best, but you have to do your part. So you have to really listen to your body as your tastes change, and kind of get out of some of those bad habits before. If you're eating a pint of Ben & Jerry's a night, you might have to cut that down a little bit, but you should be craving it less, so it shouldn't feel hard.
Right. Yeah, I completely agree. I absolutely agree with what you've said. It is the way that I guided people as well. And I said you have to work with that. When you start to crave different foods, that's why we always say when you start on Plexus, make sure that you are starting to put in your pantry and in your refrigerator those things that you like, but you always kind of default to something else that's either carbs or sugar or starchy stuff. But get that stuff ready, get it in your pantry, get it in your fridge, because that's what happened for me. Is that suddenly I walked into my pantry one day and I wanted a snack, but I didn't want anything that was there. And I realized at that point, and this is why I guided people the way I did, I said, gosh, I have the presence of mind and the discipline to say, this stuff is making me not crave what I would normally want. I need to stock my kitchen differently now. But I think sometimes people don't do that, and they keep defaulting to the same things that they always ate because that's what's there. And so it really is a tool, and you really do have to work with it. I love too that you actually got on Plexus feeling like you already felt as good as you could probably feel, because I often wonder what I would have done had Plexus come into my life earlier, if it had come into my life in my 20s versus in my mid 30s, because it hit me at a time when my health had spiraled, and my health spiraled in such a terrible way that I felt the complete opposite. I didn't know how I was going to make it through another 2 years. It was absolutely horrible. And not compliant for me to talk about the things that I was diagnosed with that I no longer suffer with. But I often wonder, because I was on supplements and I did think I was on the best stuff, would I even have given this a chance had I not been so desperate? So I think it's cool that you did, and that you said what so many of us say, which is you think you feel great until you get on Plexus and realize how much better you could feel.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. And for me, it was as much being intrigued about the business as anything. And it's like, well, obviously, if you're going to work the business, you need to work, take the products consistently. But yeah, I'm so glad that I did, because it wasn't necessarily initially why I started, but, it just proved to me that these products really do work, because you're adding something into an already clean lifestyle, clean and active lifestyle. And so when people tell me that they don't need Plexus, I kind of just let it roll off my back, and I'm like, all right, we'll see you later.
That's right.
Because I know sooner or later, they'll order in 6 months, they'll order in a year. They need the products, they just don't know it yet.
It's absolutely the truth. You're so right. So before we let you go, you've been amazing and been so helpful, and I know given us a lot of things to think about. And is there a favorite product you have that we didn't talk about? Something that kind of snuck in and became a favorite? Anything else that's
not necessarily. My favorite product, if I had to pick one, is just the ProBio 5, hands down. That has made such a difference in, my digestion and my health. I think it's also helped with my sugar cravings. Little bit of TMI, but that's kind of what we do here. My toenails had been yellow for years. Like, I had to polish them all the time. And I'd been on the products for probably 2 or 3 months, and I took my toenail polish off, and I was like, my toenails look really nice. So that was really exciting for me. I kind of rocked the rest of the summer without colored nail polish, because I was like so proud that my toenails were pretty.
Great.
So yeah.
Well, how excited are you with New Slim that's going to actually come in and really bolster what ProBio 5 was already doing? I flew down to Dallas for the big reveal, and
cool.
I couldn't be left out. I mean, it's like I could have sat at home but I was not going to be left out. So I flew down, and I'm telling you, it's not what I expected. I had tears in my eyes because ProBio 5 is my favorite. I'm a gut health junkie, and so I can't even tell you how exciting that is to me.
So I'm on day 5 of the New Slim, and I have to tell you, before I always told people, the Plexus products have reduced my sugar cravings. And I was just telling my team earlier today, I can't even say that anymore, because they haven't reduced my sugar cravings. They're just gone. It's not even on the radar. I actually had to make myself eat some pineapple before bed last night. And I say that because I had eaten so many vegetables and so much meat, but I was at about 15 carbs, and I was going for a run in the morning. And I'm like, if I don't get a few carbs in my system, I'm not going to have any gas in the tank. But it's like, oh my gosh, for that to not even be on my radar, to have something sweet post supper time is just blowing my mind. And appetite control between meals. Yesterday I was at work just getting a million things done, and before I knew it, it was 4 o'clock, and I hadn't eaten the lunch I packed. And I was like, well, what do I do now? Do I eat lunch? Do I wait for supper? And I did end up eating my lunch, but it was just crazy because it didn't even register that I was hungry. So major appetite control, like I said, day 4, day 5 with it.
And a lot of people are saying that, and I experienced the same thing. So I'm beyond a week because I started that first Saturday. And a lot of people are saying the same thing. And so that's just something we're all going to have to become aware of, is reminding people you never want to get under your calories either, and that's a whole other topic. So we're just going to make sure that we remind people that to stay on top of what you're eating, because you're not going to think about it as much, and so it's just a rewiring, and I'm sure that will level out. So it's very exciting. I think we are on track to have lots of healthy people and lots of people doing amazing in the business going forward too because of it. So thank you for your time today.
Yes. Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
We appreciate you, and I look forward to getting to know you. Will you be at convention?
Yes, absolutely.
Well, I'm going to try to look for you. If you see me, come and give me a hug. All right?
Will do. Will
Okay.
do.
Bye. Thank you so much, Angie.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.